The Picard Series 3 teaser is out. We see a new ship. We see a few other little teasers. But could they actually save the Picard franchise with Series 3? Welcome to Sidetrack, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. If you're a regular Sidetracker, you will know I hated Picard Series 1, particularly the end. The end was actually one of the... it was just... words lose me. It was so bad. It's really, really bad. Picard Series 2 started brilliantly. I adored it. Go back and check the video, and I did a little review on the first episode. I thought it was great. I loved the designs of the Stargazer 2. I loved I loved the whole episode. It was action-packed. It was exciting. It was brilliant. The rest of the season, not so much. The rest of the season was inconsistent, a little boring in places. Not something you hear me say very often, but a little woke in places. I hate that term. And it ended really weakly. It's like the Borg, they're all bad. Oh no, they're here to save us. And it was crap. So can the franchise of the Picard series be saved by Picard Series 3? Well, the trailer looks awesome. The trailer for Picard Series 2 looked awesome, and the trailer for Picard Series 1 looked awesome. I'm not saying that is a trend here, but just to remind you of that. But it does actually look pretty good. But what's the general gist? What can we take away from the episode? Well, we see a starship, which looks to me like an Akira-class starship, and then another vessel comes swooping in to aid or to attack. We're not quite sure. To me, that looks like a Ferengi ship. Definitely an updated, more modern version, but the colors they use and everything. If that's not a Ferengi ship, I'd be surprised. We see that ship, the Akira class, a little bit later in the trailer, where there are 3 other unknown vessels surrounding it. One sat right between the nacelles. So to be honest, that looks to me like this alien species that we then see in a few seconds trying to kill Dr. Beverly Crusher. The little alien vessel on the back of the Federation ship almost, looks like a tick on the back of an animal to me, or something like that. So yeah, to me, it looks like that Federation vessel has been captured. And in this series, it looks like the Federation are 100% under attack by some unknown enemy. We then see the Federation facility surrounded by a city, getting hit by some sort of circular beam. Then there's a pulse of energy. Check out the trees on that little shot. It's a lovely little effect. The trees just go as it gets hit, and then obviously the facility just collapses into the ground. To me, it looks like that might be some sort of medical facility. I don't think they would have a Federation military facility surrounded by a city like that. We then get an introduction into all the other crew. Now, there's a little... I thought they were hinting here again that the Federation hadn't actually given permission for their mission. Picard is sort of there going to Riker and saying, oh, it's time for a road trip. We need a ship and all this sort of thing. And it just smacked a little bit of like maybe the Federation actually weren't given permission to do this and they were having to do it on the sly. But then they're aboard a Federation shuttle. The command crew of the Titan A, which I'll talk about in a minute, are very receptive. We see 7 of 9, who should be a captain, but it hinted in this that they call her a commander. But I wonder if he's not actually talking to 7 of 9 when he says commander, because then 7 of 9 sits in the middle seat for the captain's seat. So unless the captain isn't there for some reason. Now, there's 2 possibilities now. Like I said, he wasn't actually speaking to, and 7 of 9 is the captain, or the captain isn't there because they're stealing the ship. But I just got hints of that. But I think I'm more worried that they can't really go there again, can they? They've done that so many times. But if that's the storyline, then they're basically borrowing the Titan, or they don't really have permission, that's going to be bullshit, and they've done it before, and I really hope they don't do it again. They've done it before in Picard, so let's hope that's not it. So let's talk about the Titan A really quickly, because I'm a massive geek for ship designs. I love them. Picard Series 2, that was a big thing for me in the first series, that we saw lots of new ships. We actually even got to see an Odyssey class, which I'm really hoping is they're going to follow beta canon really and have the Enterprise F as, and we're going to see the Enterprise in this series, Picard Series 3. I hope. I begged for it in Series 2. It made sense for Series 2. But let's really hope they follow through with Series 3. And it has already been hinted by a couple of the crew and a couple of the staff cast. But this Titan A, it's a new Constitution class. It's ugly as hell. So they put like a Constitution class saucer, or it was supposed to look like one, and it's very similar. It's got the deep sides, and the shape is very similar to a Constitution. They then have the weirdest looking deflector, and very armored. There's no windows around it, which kind of makes sense. They've thought that through because, you know, it's a massive energy projection device. You wouldn't really want to have your quarters above it. But it's very small, and it's just, look, to me, it just looks crap. I don't like the impulse engines. There's loads of them, and the one goes right way around the edge of the back of the saucer. It's just a horrible looking design. There are sections of it that are a bit similar to what we saw in the new Stargazer last term. I assume this is going to be designed with Borg technology again. We'll see whether they mention that or not. But generally speaking, I hate that design. It's horrible. It looks sort of like modern-y in places and old in places, and it's just a mix mash of design shapes for me. I don't like it. I loved, for example, in Picard Season 2 that they did a new Excelsior class, and that looked wicked. I'd hoped they'd have carried on with the new ship designs, new exciting ship designs into this, but so far they haven't. But if we see that pile of crap next to an Odyssey class Enterprise F, I will be a very happy bunny. So what about the other characters that we get to see? Well, it does look like Gates McFadden's Dr. Beverly Crusher is the one that causes all the trouble. So she is seen on the advert, on the trailer, calling for Picard, saying, "We need your help." And then she's seen with a phaser, and we see these aliens, click, coming aboard a ship. We don't know where she is. We don't know what she's doing, but she needs help. So it would seem to me that this series is going to at least start with Picard and Riker and everybody going to try to save Beverly from whatever trouble she's got herself into. I assume it will then evolve into a threat that is actually going to threaten the entire Federation. Do you remember the episode from the first series of TNG, Conspiracy, where the aliens down the throat and the blah things? We never got a conclusion to that. I wouldn't mind if it's them. We see Geordie LaForge very briefly. We know he's a parent in this. We've seen some set photos because it's actually his real daughter that plays his daughter on the show. We do see Worf very briefly, and there's a lot of rumors going around that Cisco might be in this series and that actually Worf is aboard Deep Space Nine. The color coding behind Worf in the very brief moment that we see him is very orangey and brown. So could be a Klingon ship, but I doubt it. I think it's going to be Deep Space Nine too. I think they know, the creators of this show know we'd go crazy for that. So to me, it seems like a really easy win just to have Worf aboard Deep Space Nine when they go find him. Do I think this series could be any good? No. Alex Kurtzman actually seems to have found his mojo, and maybe they could save Picard Series 3. Now that Picard Series 3 will not be on Amazon, as far as we can tell, it is going straight to Paramount Plus. So Picard Series 1 had me excited, and they tricked me. But hey, that's on me. I should have known better. Picard Series 2 tricked me. Now, that's just me, and Kurtzman needs a kick for that. I have zero expectations of Picard Series 3. I think it's going to probably start very, very well, and it'll probably be brilliant in the first episode. And then they'll get into the storyline, and it will probably be crap. It'll be an awful lot of, look at the character we've brought back, and not much substance. We know it's the final series, and that is a good thing. I've loved having these characters back and this timeline back. I loved The Next Generation. I don't think they should have done Discovery and things. I think they should have just done a continuation of that timeline. We should have just had seen the next generation of the next generation on a different ship, maybe. But they didn't. They did prequels and things. And Discovery. So I've really enjoyed getting back into a time frame and a timeline that I feel comfortable with and that I love. I wish they'd done it better. So let's see. We'll give it a chance. We'll go into it with an open mind, because you never know. They might actually pull their thumbs out of their backsides and do a good series. And Picard and these characters deserve a good series. They deserve this to be excellent, because we've been let down twice already. So, what do you think? Please get into the comments. Tell me exactly what you think of Picard Series 3. What did you think of the trailer? Are you excited? Or do you think it's just going to be more of the same old crap? If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out. Also, consider becoming a fully fledged side trekker and hit the join button, because that really helps support the channel. As always, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.